Here we are at Las Vegas for the running of the Axalta 300 and the third race of the Target Series season number 5. On the pole for today's race is the 38 of John Gambit, 2 is outside, the 5 of Jeff Bright. Then third, you have Jake Galloway. Fourth is Jim Gambit. Rounding out the top 5, get Max Anderson. 2 is outside, 6th is points leader Gatlin Downey. And 7th, you have Code Luigi. 8th, Michael Sanders. 9th, Juan Garcia. Rounding out the top 10, get Tim Randolph. Then the rest of the field, Jonathan Rains, 2 is outside, Adam McDowell. They got Marcos Yepes and Joe Jefferson, along with Jonathan Buford and Jake Jefferson. They got Steve Morgan and James DeCurligan. They got Joe Sandroge and John West, along with Wyatt Walker and Justin Heath. Steve Larker and Michael Ferris. They got Isaac Nichols and Alex Stewart. Jake West and Jose Fernandez. Patrick Smith and Justin Zidell. They got Alexander Rowe and Marcus Sachi. Roland Cook and Levi Schoen. Roland Emmerich and Jason Larker. They got Jennifer Buford and Colton Yo, Christian Parker and TJ Hanley. And rounding out the field, you got Luke Rainey and 2's outside. In the 88, it's Eli Bright with the Axalta colors here for the Axalta sponsored race. That's your 42-car field here at Las Vegas. Let's go down trackside to get the command to fire engines.
In honor of the Highway Patrol's 75 years of service, gentlemen, start your engines.
Guys, let's go out there and have some fun today. Just like I said today in the meeting, you know, this is a good racetrack. It's a good place for us. I think the pit crew is ready to go. Let's go have some fun.
And the car does not get rolling. Couldn't tell who it was in time. It's the 23 of Justin Heath, so Heath will not be able to start this race with the pack. Hopefully get out there and hopefully not lose a lap and maybe just lose one lap. Have a shot to get that back. So the pace car is in 30 laps here at Las Vegas. John Gambit on pole. 2's outside, the 5 of Jeff Bright. Bright won his first Target Series race here in season number 1 at this exact track. Trying to repeat that feat here today. They come down to the front stretch. We're racing here at Las Vegas. Green flag for John Gambit. What a great jump there for John Gambit to hit the backstretch into turn number 3 for the first time. Gambit clears Galloway to second, and now for third place, it's the 04 of Max Anderson to the bottom. It's the race off of 4. Gambit will lead lap 1. It's going to be the battle for second. Max Anderson looks to the bottom of Galloway. The 11 comes down to cover the spot. As we mentioned, John Gambit will lead lap 1 easily. 5 points for him. Code Luigi now looks to the bottom in the 32, right underneath that 04. He has the 60 behind him and Michael Sanders. The 19, Juan Garcia there on the inside lane. The 19 did not get a great start to the race right there and really held up the cars behind him. He started, I believe, around the 9th position and held up the inside lane, and I think it allowed that 60 to get down to the bottom lane. Now Michael Sanders looks for second as John Gambit continues to lead here at Las Vegas. Justin Heath in the 23. I don't see him out on the track, so possible, yeah, camshaft. Tough break there for Heath. He's not going to be able to start this race. He's going to finish 42nd here today. John Gambit from the pole continuing to lead. Juan Garcia to his inside of the 60. Behind him, Jonathan Rains. Now Rains looks to the bottom. The 41 behind him, Marcos Yepes. 28, Jonathan Buford behind him. Rains has a run entering turn 1. Couldn't get done right there. John Gambit comes down to cover the spot, but the 9 is coming with a run. Down the backstretch, he moves up. The 41 of Marcos Yepes to the bottom lane. So they race off into turn number 3. Jonathan Buford now. Yepes stays to the bottom. That's really going to help him down this front stretch. Gambit once again blocks that bottom lane. And once again, no one has a challenge for him entering turn number 1. Gets down in line in that race lead. So the first 4 laps have been led by that 38, but Jonathan Buford coming. No, he moves up. Now Steve Morgan has a run to the bottom lane. The 89, John West behind him. Joe Sandrovich has found his way to the bottom lane, number 20. Here he comes inside the top 5. Lost in a photo finish to Jeff Bright in season 1. Driving the number 22 car. Looking to try and get to victory lane here today. Trying to kind of change history just a little bit. It's John West inside of the 38 of John Gambit. He's going to take the race off turn number 2. So our first lead change here on lap number 6. John West, the driver out front, but Joe Sandrovich has a run behind him. And the 33 of Steve Larker is coming back up to the front. So they race off of 4. John West going to try and hold that race lead. Sandrovich trying to hold second. Moves up. Steve Larker gets to the bottom lane. And there are a few cars that are kind of laying back. I don't know if that's on purpose or if cars just aren't handling right now. But 66 of Marcus Sachi, the 22 of Jose Fernandez with a huge run to the pack. That car obviously not handling wrong. Just maybe trying to lay back there. get a run into the pack. Alex Stewart to second. Jake West behind him. Now West moves to the inside. The 09 of Patrick Smith behind him. The 6 of Justin Zeidel as well. West going to get forced 3 wide right here by Patrick Smith. Smith to the bottom. Zeidel behind him. Behind him, Isaac Nichols in the 7. And the 87 Roland Cook as well. Now entering turn number 3. Smith with the run to the inside. John West has that position down low. There's drivers on this inside lane trying to break into the top 10 that I want to talk about once they get into that top 10. That would be Luke Rainey in the 70. He won the truck race just yesterday as the 6 of Justin Zeidel gets to the inside for the race lead. But Luke Rainey won the truck race yesterday here at Las Vegas, trying to get a target win. It's been so long since he's won in the Target Series. Season number 2, I believe it was, at Bristol. Now we're on season number 5, and we're approaching Bristol very shortly. So Luke Rainey trying to get another victory in his Target Series career. He has one to this date. He's inside the top 10 now, and with a win yesterday in the trucks, does this give him some confidence at this same racetrack? We're about to find out after 20 more laps. As we look for second, that's Jason Larker in the 4 to the bottom lane. Larker with a good run. 62 Jennifer Buford behind him. Jennifer won the first race on the season. 16, Adam McDowell pushing that 62 in turn number 1 underneath teammate Justin Zeidel, and Jennifer Buford's going to take the race lead, and Zeidel's teammate Adam McDowell's now going to look for the race lead down the back stretch. And has a position down low. Luke Rainey, we mentioned. He's going to move to 3rd with this move, possibly even 2nd. We got 20 laps to go, make it 19 this time by. Adam McDowell out front. Luke Rainey behind him in the 40 of Christian Parker. Now here comes the 70 of Luke Rainey to the bottom. Big move there by the 70. He's easily going to clear off turn number 2. He's going to slide up, though, and Christian Parker might try and take that. No, look at Luke staying to the bottom. He knows that if he moves up the 40, he's going to move to the bottom. He's going to try and bring that 40 with him, and they could possibly try and just stay single final pole away. Rainey moves up. Parker does not do that this time. Even though he was clear, Christian Parker going to look for the race lead. But Luke Rainey leads that lap, 18 laps to go. 82 there of Alexander Rowe behind him. TJ Hanley in the 44. It's been undesirable start to the season in the Gary Cup Series and the Target Series. Looking to try and just change that up here today at Las Vegas. He's going for the 2nd position. He gets underneath Alexander Rowe. Eli Brighton, the Axalta 88 is there. The Axalta 300, the Axalta 88. How cool would it be if Eli could go to victory lane? As TJ does 2nd now. Christian Parker has really pulled away from this pack. As Eli looks for the 2nd position. 3 wide, Luigi forced to the middle lane by Colton Yo. Alexander Rowe, the one up top. What does Luigi do? Does he try to get up high? Does he just stay in that middle lane, hope to find an opening at any time during this race? Now Hanley's going to get put 3 wide top. And Christian Parker has really pulled away. We mentioned that 40 car looks pretty strong out front right now. Luigi finds a hole, so he will not just stay in that middle lane. The middle lane's kind of like a stalemate. You don't have anywhere to go. You're not going backwards. You're not going forwards. You're kind of just staying where you are, and it really hurts you. You can't get to the back fast enough to where you might have a shot to get back up to the front and win. Look at this view from the front stretch. The cars on the back stretch. Jerome Emmerich gets forced high by Levi Schoens in the 15. Schoens had what I would say the best season last season of any driver, and lost short of the championship because of what he said, the points format. And officials looked over, Target Series officials looked over the format, what they could do, and they made the Levi Schoens rule, where if you are top 10 in points at the end of the regular season, you would get a certain amount of bonus points to use for every round in the chase. And this is hoping to prevent maybe someone like Levi Schoens, who finished 1st in the regular season points, on not making a round in the chase for the Final 4, possibly. Schoens is all over the back bumper of Christian Parker, but just pushing him. Jonathan Buford, as there are 3 wide now behind. Here comes the 66 of Marcus Sachi. James DeCurligan gets forced to the middle lane. 14 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Now 3 cars get clear. Schoens is all over the back bumper of that number 40 car. Does he make the move at all? There's Jonathan Buford make it for him. Buford to the bottom. Here he comes. 28. 15 tried to close the door. 13 laps to go at Las Vegas. They're 3 wide for the 4th position. Stacked up. I believe that's the 81 Wyatt Walker in the middle. Jay Jefferson all the way to the bottom lane. And behind Jefferson, the 04 Max Anderson. As the 81 still forced 3 wide, making some contact there with Marcus Sachi, it looked like. And here comes Jeff Bright, starts second. Where you mentioned, first Target Series victory came at this exact racetrack. Trying to repeat that, get to victory lane, try and get himself into the chase. Schoen's back for second. Has Jay Jefferson behind him. Jefferson's going to go with him. And Jonathan Beeford's going to get caught up high now. He might fall outside the top 10. Here's a hole down low. Here comes Schoen's down the backstretch, side by side with Christian Parker. And Jay Jefferson going to push Schoen's to the race lead. Buford out a hole down low. He did not take it. He wants to stay up high. Schoen's out front. Jefferson to second. Christian Parker going to fall outside the top 10 as Jay Jefferson now looks for the race lead in turn 1. Did not have the run to do it. How about Tim Randolph in the 05? How about the 30 of Joe Jefferson? The 52 of Gatlin down your points leader inside the top 10. Here comes the 05 now. Tim Randolph for second. Coming to 10 laps to go at Las Vegas. Someone is going to have to time themselves right to get up to the front at the right time. Schoen's going to try and hope they can block every lane for 10 laps. He's going to hope they keep Allen for a second behind him. But if they get single filed out, watch out, 15. Gatlin Downey to the bottom lane of the 52. He's going to have a say in this before the end. 41 Marcos Yepes behind him. The 99 of Steve Morgan as well. 14 of Jake West. The 4 of Jason Larker. Now Downey's going to get forced to the top. Your points leaders are going to drop some positions right here with 9 laps to go. Yepes to the bottom lane. Entering turn number 1. How fast they're going through 1 and 2. Coming to see 8 laps to go this time. They're battling for second behind Levi Schoen's. This is exactly what that 15 wanted to see. But if they stop Allen for a second, Schoen's is going to be fearing. Let's look at them fly by the front stretch. The caution has come out. And with 8 laps to go, Colton Yo, Roland Emmerich, Roland Cook, Michael Sanders, all involved in a hard crash. And this is not what some of these guys at the back wanted to see. 8 laps to go. They're trying to position themselves at the back of the field. And the yellow comes out. And we're going to have about 3 laps to go restart here at Las Vegas. Looked like a pretty big crash happened there as Colton Yo, some heavy damage to that number 2 Chevrolet. Let's check out what happened off turn number 4. This is something we see way too often at this track. And you always have to take silence and hold your breath once you see this. The 87 is to make contact up into the 60 and the 51, and look at Michael Sanders. Luckily, caught that fence and got stuck in the fence. Otherwise, it looked like he would have gone over the fence. What a crash. The high speeds at Las Vegas, the 3Y and 3 and 4, normally the place where it doesn't work. And you just saw right there what happens as we see many flips here at Vegas. Because of where they crash and how they crash. They just go straight up into the wall, and with cars just projecting you into that wall, it really just sends you flying and tumbling. And that's not something you want to see ever at a racetrack, as we have to hope Michael Sanders is okay, as Keegan Thompson was injured in the truck race yesterday after flipping. My oh my. What a crash. I'll actually slow this down for you. Look at this. 87 Roland Cook, just a little bit off the bottom, makes contact with Colton Yo up into Roland Emmerich and Michael Sanders. You can see when you hit the wall here, you hit it, and then a car pushes you into it, and it flings you up into the air. Rainey Hanley called Luigi, do a great job of avoiding it. On the top lane, I believe that was the 82 of Alexander. If it wasn't, it was his teammate, the 81 of Wyatt Walker. But that is one scary, scary crash late in this race, and it's going to set up a late race restart with Levi Schoen's out front. Is this possibly what we wanted to see? A late restart? It's going to be strung out behind him. Who knows? It's going to be a late restart. About 3-4 laps to go. Can Schoen's hold on? Can someone behind steal it? Leaders in turn 3. Going to take the green flag with 4 laps to go. Just need to remember out early in this race. Colton Yo, Roland Emmerich, Michael Sanders, and Roland Cook all out from that crash. So we have 37 cars left on the lead lap in the race, still with a shot. Levi Schoen's out front. Behind him in second, Steve Morgan. Jake West in third. Jason Larker fourth. Patrick Smith fifth. Marcos Yepes, Michael Ferris, Gatlin Downey, Joe Jefferson, Steve Larker are going to try and steal one here. With 4 laps to go to the stripe they come. Schoen steps on the gas and leaves Morgan sleeping at the line. We're back racing. Oh, did Schoen jump that restart, though? He got a really great jump over Morgan just sleeping. Jake West moves to the inside during turn number 1. And off of 2, Schoen's pulls away. Jake West now to second. Here comes the 09 behind him. Patrick Smith going to go for third. Here comes the 4 of Jason Larker for fourth. Marcos Yepes behind him. They're catching Shones. They are single file. This is not what Shones wanted to see. If West gets a run to the inside, it's over for Shones. The 15 blocks, 14 down low with 3 laps to go. Patrick Smith decides it's time to go for him. Racing through 1 and 2 fast. Patrick Smith grabs second down the back, pulls up in front of Jake West. Marcos Yepes to fourth. Coming out to 2 laps to go. The 09 has a run to the 15, but does he make the move? Patrick Smith with the move down the front stretch. Shones going to block it. And now with 2 laps to go, Patrick Smith going to go for the race lead in 1 and 2. Jake West stays high. Marcos Yepes, here comes your points leader, Gatlin Downey. Downey always finds a chance to get up to the front here late. Here he comes to the white flag in third with a shot to win. Yepes is now side by side with Patrick Smith. Off of 4, will they make it to the white flag? They will. One more time around Las Vegas for the Axalta 300. Marcos Yepes out front. Gatlin Downey to second. Joe Jefferson third in the inside lane with a shot. Does Downey make the move off 2? Here he comes to the bottom lane. Side by side for the race lead down the backstretch. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Gatlin Downey, your points leader. Gonna try and get to victory lane here in Vegas off of 4. He clears Yepes. Does Joe Jefferson have a run? He does not. Your points leader gets to victory lane at Vegas. Gatlin Downey wins. In a wild last couple laps, Gatlin Downey, your points leader, gonna extend his points lead with a win out in Vegas. We thought he was done for once he got stuck to the outside with about 9 laps to go, but that caution comes out, saved him, and gets the victory lane at Las Vegas. What a race that was. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Axalta 300 at Las Vegas. There was 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 9 lead change among 10 different drivers. Gatlin Downey wins the race at the end, extends his points lead to a big points lead. Joe Jefferson tried at the end. He just couldn't get it done. Maybe 1 more lap he would have had it. He ends up second. Marcos Yepes, leading on the last lap, ends up third. Tim ran off in 4th, and Patrick Smith running out the top 5. Then you got Christian Parker in 6th. Levi Shones dominate this race, leading 10 laps. He ends up 7th here today. Good points lead, but he would have, or good points today, he would have thought, a win would have been bigger for him. Steve Morgan 8th, Jake West 9th, and Michael Ferris running out the top 10. So there's your top 20. Your pole starter, John Gambit, led the first 5 laps of this race and never saw the lead after that. 17th here today for him. Nothing much he could do. Joe Sandrovich, we talked about him in the middle of the race, got forced up high in the 2nd position, I believe. Ends up 19th. Said he finished 2nd here in the first Target Series race. Look down, Jeff Bright. We said he won the first Target race here at Vegas, looking to get back to victory lane. He ends up 29th. He was just caught back there when the caution came out. Talk about TJ Hanley's horrible start to the season in both Gatorade and Target. Not going to turn around here today in Target. He ends up 32nd. He was also stuck back there. Eli Bright was stuck back there, and Jose Fernandez, Jonathan Raines, Luke Rainey. They just had nowhere to go there on the restart with only, 4 laps to go. There was not a lot you could do there if you're starting back there in the 32nd position. Let's now go look at the point standings. So we're now 2 races done with the West Coast wing, 1 more left. Here are the point standings. Gatlin Downey, 3 top 5s on the season, 3 top 10s. He is with the points lead with a win. Jeffrey Buford with her Daytona win is now 2nd. Levi Shones up to 3rd. Joe Sandro is 4th, and Jim Gambit 5th. They got Jonathan Buford in 6th. Marcos Yepes in 7th. Joe Jefferson 8th. They got Alexander Rowe with his Auto Club win in 9th, and Jeff Bright running at the top 10. So there's your top 20. As right now, your 3 winners, all top 10 points, and of course we have the 12 winning you're in drivers that make the chase. So it would be Gatlin Downey, Jennifer Buford, and Alexander Rowe, and then you go off of points after that. So it would be Shones, Sandrovich, Jim Gambit, Buford, Yepes, Jefferson, Rowe, Bright. I just counted some of those. Yeah, you know what I mean. I think down to Christian Parker. Parker would be the cutoff for the chase, but we're only 3 races in. Still a long time left. Justin Heath didn't get to start this race. Here today ends up 42nd with the DNF. Falls to 21st in the point standings. Not what he wanted. Hopefully he can rebound at the next race. And then we talked about some of the drivers down here not having the luck they need to start the season. Luke Rainey, TJ Hanley, Alex Stewart, Steve Larker, Roland Cook, Colton Yo, Eli Bright, Jonathan Raines. Most of those, not all those, finished at the back of the pack here today. Not what they need, as the first 3 races have started out poorly for them. Hopefully they can turn around at Phoenix as that's the next race, the Gatorade 300. See you guys then.